think there's a way that I can make sure. I don't even know if anybody's watching. Technical difficulty labeled by Mark. Yeah. But yeah, and the thing I was trying to do was like, let's say if I send it to the page, right, the Cypher Room, then that page should also show up on my main account. I think some kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. I have enough time to figure it out. I'll figure it out, man. I've been busy, crazy busy, vacationing, hanging out with you.
Yup.
Doing our thing in Puerto Rico. I had to watch West Side Story so I could finally get to Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. But what's up with you, man?
Good, man. I just took a fat nap. Also busy, man. It's like I'm in that time where it's like the everything season. So allergy, work. It's the everything season, you know. So it's like dealing with.
I did the two job thing for a minute, and then would still be going out to play basketball and you know what I mean. And,
yeah,
and it was never a dull moment. Look to segue into you know whatever. Like we can call this the social media episode. Because we could probably talk for hours on that whole situation, but you know, it's with you. If we follow up with this whole now and then, you know, thinking about how things were back in the day, and because I mean, question for you, you know, you being 21, have you started saying that yet? At what age does somebody be like, you know, man, back in the day, like you're 21, and somebody else will be like, dude, you don't even know what back in the day means. Like you're back in the day is like, man, yesterday that was some shit.
Yeah, I definitely don't use that term at all. Yeah, all my friends who I hang out with are like max, like maybe 3 years younger than me. So like, you know, we all grew up on the same TV shows. It's like it's like one of those things, you know, like there's really not that far off. Except I did take the FCAT. That was that was like the last like standardized testing.
Wait, because they don't do that anymore though, right?
No, it was it's the FSA right now. So like
FSA.
If you were in elementary school or middle school or high school, kind of past, or I guess not really high school. I guess kind of past like third grade, you would take like the standardized testing, but then mine was the FCAT in third grade, and then fourth grade they were like, no, we're not doing that anymore. So I know people who have never taken the FCAT, so that's when I'm like, yeah, back in the day, man, when we were taking the FCAT, it's like the only time I can really use that. But
that's hilarious. Who was it, man? It was one comedian. I don't know if it was Big Lip Bandit. I don't know if you heard of him yet. Like your mom said that she actually saw him somewhere, but he actually used to be on the radio, right? On Top 96. I think he's on a couple of stations in Miami, but he used to do stand up. And I think he was one of the ones that he was like, yeah, man. He's like, I took the FCAT. He's like, I flunked that shit. I start calling it the F that. Man, he was like, that shit was like, damn, was it that bad?
Actually, before we get into the social media, what do you think about like the standardized testing? I mean, like everybody has their ideas on like how they don't think it's really necessary, or if they think homework should be the thing, if they should really like define like grades as like the I guess like what is it, intelligence like scale?
Dude, great question, and let me tell you, it's funny to hear you say that, to know that 1,000 years later that's still it's still a topic, you know. I mean, standardized testing versus what people do in the classroom. And I give you a perfect example. My boy Owen, may he rest in peace. Well, homeboy, still to this day, I still think he's the smartest person I've ever met in my life. But I beat his score on the SATs by 200. You know what I mean? So uh, obviously SATs are different now. Standardized testing is different now. But the way I used to feel like you have to address both. You can't just go by one or the other. I think if you're doing grades, I mean, if you're in class and you're testing, you can't be like, well, I'm just going to worry about the grades. I'm not going to worry about the test, or vice versa. I think that you have to do both. I think that's probably more of the different thing now. If you're talking about like like, are you asking me who I think is smarter? Somebody that does better in grades. Like that's it. Now, you know what the funny thing is, I don't even know if I really have an answer for that. And like I said, I use that as an example. And I like to think that I'm smart. I was smart back then, and I got a pretty decent score for my SATs. And people, I mean, I went to school with people that got, we had a couple of people that got 1600. They got perfect score, and
Yeah.
we had people that got 1400s and stuff. And so I was over 1,000. I was over 1100, but Owen wasn't. But Owen was getting like 3.7 GPA, and he went on to college to do the same thing, man. And so, yeah, I mean, you say the same thing about other people, man. There's some people that like common sense, they have it. They have an understanding. Like, I think that you're highly intelligent. And then you have some people that could probably go and get an A in every class that they go, but then you talk to me, it's like, all right, this person is dumb as shit. So
Yep.
I think it's the same thing um, with your grades. And because when it comes to your grades in a classroom, it assesses a lot of shit. You know what I mean? You got to deal with, somebody like you got to work two jobs, and you're coaching and you're teaching, and you're doing a lot of things, and that shit takes up mental space and stuff. So to make sure that you focus on that, you really have to do some things that have nothing to do with your intelligence and stuff, man. You have to really monitor your stress levels and stuff like that. Whereas when you take a test, you can just drop everything for a minute and go somewhere for 2 hours and do your best or whatever. But to get the good grades, man, there's a lot that goes into it. There's a
Yeah,
lot.
I mean that I think that's like what I was kind of gonna like go into, is like the like colleges, like they look at both, right? They look at your test scores for SATs and just regular standardized testing, AP classes if you took any,
Yeah.
right? And then like your GPA and like your score, but like for some people it doesn't really matter because they have a high GPA, or some people their GPA doesn't really matter because they had a high scoring on the SAT,
Yeah.
right? I think, me personally, when it comes to like those standardized testing, and this is also the thing for like the arts that I was just kind of like talking about with one of my friends, like
Mhm.
when you go into a performance, right? And or a test or something like that, and you have one day to perform and do right, when you've had all these days leading up to this moment, like sometimes like I think it's pretty crazy to just base all of your knowledge and
Yeah.
prior intelligence up until that point on that one specific moment, on that one specific test, on that one
I
specific
agree.
performance. Like I think it's so weird to kind of base your entire future on a single test
Yeah.
on one day that took 3 hours.
Yeah.
Like how is that like not but part of the deciding factor, like
A big part, right? It is a big
a
part for
huge part of my
some
deciding
colleges.
factor of whether I can find a good career for the rest of my life, or have to pay out of pocket for college or not, right? Like those, like I don't know. I think that's pretty crazy, man. I mean,
Yeah.
like why, like the
I guess
grades
you're on
is
the side
more
of grades.
understandable. Say what?
So I guess you're on the side of grades.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
That-
but then again, like you said, like there's people who are fucking idiots and
yeah.
like go about, like, they talk to teachers really well, or they kind of negotiate and like do this stuff. So like, I don't think that's a great representation either. But that's why school in general is just weird. Like how is something like that so definitive on who you can be in the
Yeah.
future? you know?
You know what? I'm curious actually. I'm curious to know. Man, I haven't talked to somebody that was an educator in a minute because I know. Hold on a second, man. Hold on. Damn. Shut up. Damn it. Okay. Live in an apartment. There's noise out there. Like I got a front yard or some shit. What is that? But no, like there's I remember some of the major colleges actually they see these kids and people applying and they'd have like 4.0s or whatever and all good grades and then they find out they were like, okay, so what else do you do? They're like, what do you mean? Like, do you do any sports? Are you in student council or not? And the fact that you were just getting these good grades without any other type of stress, without any other, they looked at that as like, all right, well, that means it's a negative because they think that you really can't manage next to the next person that might have a 3.3, but they're part of like four different groups. They play sports. You know what I mean? They manage. They mentally they can manage so much more than someone that's like, nope, I just don't talk to me because I got to get this get this grade or whatever. So yeah, all that stuff comes into play. So I think I probably I'm side on your side in that regard. You know what I mean? I think it means a lot more. Um, your grades because you got a bigger body of work to be assessed.
Yeah, like
Okay.
that's the day-to-day life that I guess kind of work on when you get to college, right? Like the
Yeah,
going to class and then the taking an exam or doing the homework after school or
yeah,
like taking the classwork home and finishing it by the next day. Like that is really what makes up more of college because there isn't an SAT in college, there isn't an FSA, there's no standardized testing in college. It's all you take an exam for that class, and if you failed it, oh well, you
yeah,
failed the class, right? Like that's why, like it's weird that that's like okay, now you can go and have an easier way of going
yeah,
about everything. Now all you have to worry about is grades, right? Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's interesting. It's interesting.
Did you,
Yeah.
did you you know what, man, what's so funny about it? Like even thinking about like social media. What was it like, in college? Like when you go to take a class, do you see people still with their phone? Does the teacher have a sign up that says, "Look, I know you guys are 19 years old, but I don't want to see your phones out here." It's a little different if you're like
Yeah, I
12 or
mean,
13 and shit. But
I always felt weird like pulling out my phone. I always like kind of like felt like I had to hide it, but I also like didn't really feel like it. Like yeah, like some of my professors like did like they wouldn't say anything. But then like I would notice when there was some classes where I would be on my phone. I'd get home and then I'd like look at like the notes I took. I was like, shit, I don't know what the fuck happened in that class. Damn, I should not have been on my phone. And so like that was another thing of why I tried to get off of it because I was like, dude, like, all right, like if I keep going on my phone, I'm not
but
gonna.
you could probably remember all the texts that you sent.
Oh
Like,
yeah, yeah, because it's right there. I fucking wrote it all down. But yeah, I mean, there obviously like there's less of that. You know, you're an adult, you do whatever you want. There's the teachers barely even know who you are. There's so many goddamn people in some of these classes.
yeah,
Like they're some of them don't even teach. There's like just TAs in a lot of them,
mm,
right? Like so, the phone thing has like kind of lost its way of like being like a thing. But I think like me being like being an educator like in high school like and middle school, I guess technically, right? Because at a charter school it's 6 through 12. Like seeing seeing the difference in phone usage is like it's a lot more in high school. Like the middle schoolers,
absolutely.
they don't really what are they watching? They're just
Yeah.
watching some YouTube video.
I was
So
gonna
we're
ask you that, like, because in my mind, I'm thinking you're busier now, so maybe you're not as inclined. Because you heard the term when someone says, like, you're so addicted to your phone or you're married to your phone. Do you feel like being busier allows you to get away from your phone, or do you just feel like whether you're busy or not, you're getting to an age where it's like, man, it's just not as or maybe it's a combination of both or whatever.
yeah, no, 100%. Like I think it's the busier thing, like the and also what requires me to not be on my phone. Like a lot of teaching band, like most of the time doesn't really require me to be on my phone
Mm,
because all of the music is already printed out and that's what I'm going by, like the score of like everything that everyone is playing. Like that's not on my phone. Like The only time it is like when I'm practicing. Like when I practice, I use either a tuner or a metronome that I have to use from my phone, right? Like so that would up like my screen time. Like I so my average screen time is about like 3.5 hours to like 4, right? To like 4, maybe
But
4.
my screen time is like 38 minutes out of the day.
No, but
I
I
still
have
have friends
friends.
getting mad at me.
I have friends who their screen time to like their average daily screen time is like 6 to 8 hours.
That's insane to me.
Yeah.
That's insane. One of my buddies, and he'll be like, listen, my boy ET tried to reach out to me twice over the last couple of days, and I still hadn't. I finally had to text him back. He was like, "Oh, it's all good, man." But I'm still to this day. I make this joke all the time. I was like, "Shit, I wish I still had my pager," because I respond to my phone like it's a pager.
Yeah, right.
I'll check it like 2 hours later. I'm like, "Oh
If
shit!" So
if it
yeah,
doesn't say 911, like I don't have to.
I don't even know. I think I stopped even paying attention to that. Like I used to, me and my cousin Wesley used to have this motto, like we'd hang out and then, you get other people be like, hey, call me in the morning. I want to make sure, or call me when you get home, or blah, 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 blah. Like me and Wesley would hang out and then I think the next time we call each other would be like 3 weeks later or something like that. But in our mind, it'd be like if something really happened, then, it's like no news is good news. Like you're going to, we'll hear from each other eventually. So if I don't hear from, I'm like, oh, okay, we're good. Everybody got home. We in Puerto Rico, man. They're like coming back. Like me and my cousin April, and like we're all checking on each other. And it's like, all right, did you get home okay? I'm like, you know what? I'm pretty sure they got home okay because if they didn't, I'd have seen on the news that the plane didn't make it or something.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I don't, man. I can honestly say I don't think I've ever been. And I say this not even as a joke, man. I was so far behind with MySpace that by the time I actually got, I think you used to be able to put your page up or something like that. By the time I got that shit together, people were like, "Oh yeah, I don't even use that. I'm on Facebook." I'm like, "What the fuck's a Facebook, man? I just got this." I just got this MySpace shit and it wasn't easy. And I'm a tech person. And I'm like, this is some bullshit, man. I finally just got this shit down. Who the fuck's a Zuckerberg?
That's so funny. I
Man.
mean, like,
And then
I guess I'm like also kind of the same way, man. Like, I don't really like a lot of things because, like, dude, those few hours, like, literally, because I'm on my phone, those few less hours from some of my friends, like, they'll be telling me shit. Did you see this? No, man. Where did you get that from?
do you still get phone calls? Like I'm watching. Guess what I watched the other day, man? The best sad acting I've ever seen was You Got Served. Every single scene was like this, man. I'm like, if I saw Omarion do this shit one more time, dude. But there's a scene where he's talking to this chick and he's getting phone calls like after what happened, they lost the battle and blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. And I'm just like, I don't even know what that would be like to get 2 phone calls in a matter of 30 minutes. That would drive me crazy. But Calvin, my boy Calvin, I'll text Calvin and I'm like, oh, he'll be like, hey man, what's up? I'm like, oh, blah, 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 I'm just doing this. And be like, yeah. And then I'll text him back maybe a couple of sentences instead of a couple of words, and he'll call me. And I'll be like, why the fuck's he calling me? Like, and I'll freak out because who the fuck calls people anymore? Just text me. I'm just what why you and I'll pick up my hey, what's up? He goes, yeah, man, I'm not with this texting bullshit. And I'm like, well, I am. Hang up the phone.
See, okay, I'm actually the opposite. I would much rather call someone than text them a bunch. And I
multitasking. Look at these screens back here, man. I can't do my shit and be on the phone with you. But
I was about to say, for me, it's easier. Like I'm the it's the busy thing. Like I could walk around and do a bunch of shit, and it's like I don't have to keep texting back and forth and wait for you to what to say, and then like react to the message and be like, wait, like what did he mean by that? Or like react to like a typo, like wait, what do you like all that all that shit is gone when you just talk to someone like over the phone,
like that episode, that Key and Peele episode when they're texting each other. Shit was hilarious. And one dude was looking at it one completely different than the other
Oh
guy.
yeah, like stuff like that.
That's happened to me a lot where where things get lost in translation. I should say, but I do know it happens. So just talking to somebody clears things up. But But you know what's funny is I would be someone that would, I don't want to say hate on social media. I just, like what you were saying about screen time. I just think it's crazy if you're on social media and you're messaging or sending pictures or staying engaged with family and friends. I think that's one thing. But if you're just scrolling and looking at news feed like for hours, or because to me, like when you're talking about screen time, I'm like, okay, what is on that screen time? Are you talking to somebody that lives in a completely another state? Are you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? But if you're just scrolling, like if you're just surfing the web and you're just searching newsfeed and just looking at pictures, and you're doing that more than actually talking to somebody, then that's where I think I'm like, I don't think it's anything wrong with it. It's just not my, it's just not my thing. I'm not like, my mom or people like that. I mean, she rests rest in peace. Like one of the first times I think I sent her a picture of you, and she was like, "You need to send me more of these pictures," or something like that. And I was like, "Well, Mom, I'm like, why don't you just get a Facebook account? Because we post pictures of us and Devin all the time." And she went off on me. I'm his grandmother. I don't need to be on no damn Facebook. I was like, damn, okay. But like in my mind, I'm like, okay, but you make things so much easier. So I think like for social media in that regard, if you can make my life easier, then I think I'm all for it. But it's hard for me to get to the whole scrolling situation. You know what I mean? Like that's
Dude,
just something like
yeah.
that.
The
And I'm
scrolling.
not saying I've never done it. I have done it. You know what I mean? Like I'll be on TikTok more than I'll be on Instagram. And I know some other people are different about it. But I'm just looking through comedy stuff. I'm laughing, and and then I have to stop myself. I'm like, all right, I've been on this thing way too long. I get up and be productive some kind of way.
Yeah, man, it's affecting everybody, dude, and like it's kind of like the same thing as like the AI right now, right? Like the AI is kind of like for people who are using that shit for fucking like homework and stuff, like it's making them kind of lose some of their like critical thinking skills, and then the
You
the
want to know what's funny in the business world? I'd say 80% of the people that work for my company use I don't want to say AI, but use the chat GPT, right? They'll think of something that needs to be said, they'll write out several paragraphs, and then like clockwork, as soon as they get finished, it makes it more professional. It's actually a part of streamlined business now. It's not even, and I mean, social media is one thing, but it's crazy how it's. I just had a meeting today with someone, and they were like, "Hey, is this something that we can use?" God bless you. They're like,
Oi.
"Yeah, we can use AI bots," and I'm like, "Dang, here's this not business person, this professional person literally came to me with AI as a solution to what we need to get done." And I'm like, man, this is where we are. The thing that drives me crazy though is my uncle. Man, my uncle had me in April, me and my cousin, cracking up because he's over on the side. The three of us are hanging out, and he's just busting up. He's have you seen this one? And we finally had to go, Benny, it's just not real, man. He was so mad. And then next thing you know, he's driving us crazy. We're trying to hang out, and he's doing like Donkey from Shrek. He's like, how about this one? Is this one real? How about this one? How about this one? Like we're sitting here, we just the phone. I'm like, no, it's just not real, man. And he
Yeah.
just, I mean, but he had a list of them that he would just swear these things are real. And the crazy thing is he starts showing us some. I'm like, all right, well, Benny, that might be real. I'm like, this one is not real because it's a gorilla and a lion fighting, and they're in someone's living room. That's not real. That's not real.
Yeah, Uncle Manny, I feel like you can do some further thinking with some of these and try and see like
But he's just, oh man, I think the ones where his favorites are like the ones where it's like the little babies and they're doing doing the crip walk, and he swore those things were real. Like here's just 8 months old.
no, man.
But I almost felt bad because I almost felt like I just told him that Santa Claus wasn't real. It shut his shit down,
He's
man.
like, damn, yeah, I guess that's not real.
Like I'm telling you right now, he's at home looking through videos, he's writing like which one of these are real. He's trying to figure it out.
But
But
yeah, like stuff like that, right? Like that whole social media and just AI thing, like it. I personally feel like it's I don't think it's really making anything better. Like it's a thing that they've been saying for a really long time, man. Like
They
how
knew it was
just
coming.
everybody's at what like that, right? Everybody knew it was coming. Like this was going to be a thing, and then also the fact that like it just the more and more technology is advancing, the lazier and lazier people are getting, and
It happened.
yeah, and it's crazy, man. And then it's funny to see like at the same time there's more like protein snacks and protein chips and protein this and protein that. Chipotle has a new protein cup, and Dunkin' has a protein coffee, and Starbucks has protein coffee. It's like the opposite. It's like they're like kind of both happening at the same time. But I think that like social media is like it's so much, man. Like
I
it's
think you're gonna be the dude in about 10 years that when you finally get enough time to be like back in the day, you're gonna look back and you're gonna be really hating on it. You're gonna be like, man, I don't know why, when you guys have your kids one day, you're gonna be like, nope, no remote control until you turn 5. Like you don't
yeah,
want
no,
it,
I
you get to the point where you don't want things just to be so simple and automated.
yeah, man. Like when I talk to Erica about it, like I'm like, we're not getting our kid a phone until he's like 40. Like I don't want like I can't like dude, like stay away from that shit, man. Like especially because like we see it in the kids now, man. Like the fucking 2-year-olds and 1-year-olds who are fucking glued to an iPad, like
Yeah,
watching.
yeah.
And parents are, and again, it's the same thing with them just being lazier. Like they're not keeping their kid entertained, so they're like, "Here, let me buy this $500 product and just put it in front of my kid's face, and they should be fine for the next 3 hours, and we could do this every day, and it won't
I'm
ruin
gonna see in a
it
restaurant.
at all."
It's crazy in restaurants. I was even at Cheesecake Factory a million years ago. It would be insane. You'd see this couple come in, a family come in, and they'd sit the kid in the corner, and they got their tablet, or the tablet is actually right on the table. It's almost like the kid really realizes, like, this is more important than what you guys are talking about. And I'm going to be on this shit right here instead of, and I've told people about this before, like with you, people used to trip out on how, even, I want to say still this day, but people used to trip out on how mature you were for a kid, right? So you'd be like 7. We'd be at a place with a bunch of other 7-year-olds. And I'm not saying you wouldn't play because you would play, but you see some 7-year-olds fucking up and doing shit they weren't supposed to be doing. And I'd be like, yeah, definitely not like that because we also brought you around adults. You realize that you could have fun doing these certain things, but you could also carry on a conversation with a grown person and stuff. So it was like, like I used to take you to the movies at 2 years old, 3 years old, and you'd be absolutely quiet, and you would really be watching a movie instead of just messing around and things like that. And I think that's part of it. It's like parents just saying, look, just go do this because this is what kids do, and stay out of our way for a minute. We'll be considered a good parent. And I'm like, yeah, that's not the case. Dig
Yeah,
yourself.
man. Like and then another thing I don't really understand is when people bring their like toddlers to amusement parks and theme parks. Like when we were at Epcot and then we went to Animal Kingdom, I'm like, what are they doing here? What they can't go on rides. They go on the little kid ones. They don't remember that shit. You don't buy the picture. What were they there for? That you just wasted all this money. You bought them a $6 water for them to drink, and then you're buying them a $15 meal because it's fucking Disney. And it's like, dude, like even stuff like that. I'm like, I'm not bringing my kid to Epcot if I'm like I'm not paying for my kid to come to Epcot if you're not doing anything. Like
Yeah.
if there was like a festival and you were 5 and you had friends, sure, but like I'm not bringing you with me because I can't find like anyone to watch you.
Yeah.
And you're like, you know what? Maybe it'll be really fun for him. I'm like, no, man, I'm trying to let me have fun.
Because
So
then
yeah,
there's
so like the thing
Yeah,
with like
remember with you, I think we told you that. I think we had a birthday party for you at 1 and you were asleep. We had to wake you up to sing happy birthday. And you know what we did after that? You didn't have another birthday party until like you were 4 or 5. And like, you're not gonna remember this shit. So it's like,
yeah, like
what are we doing this for? We had a birthday party for you so that adults could come hang out and drink alcohol and our food and shit while you were sleeping. It's like, no, we put a pin in that. So I'm with you 100% on that one.
just buying a little Publix cupcake and then you're blowing it, eating that, and it's probably gonna be too big for you to eat anyways, and then you'll go to bed.
Yeah. You and Erica are gonna be like, I have this feeling, yeah, you guys' kid is gonna be like the smartest kid in the world because you guys are like so logical about it, about everything and shit.
I mean, yeah, like we just kind of we have to be, you know what I mean? We're not like we're in the in between of like we see how bad like AI and like social media is, but we like still kind of use it because it's like whatever. But like like it's really just in the early kids, man. Like the from like 1 to like 10 or like before like they really get to middle school, man. Like, and because I work with 6 through 12 kids, like I see it in the middle schoolers that like you use the phone all the time. Like
Do you have an
you're
issue with that?
yeah,
Do you ever have
yeah,
to tell
man.
me?
Like a lot of kids like they it's not really necessarily talking back, but it's like I know like you can't focus right now, like you're
Yeah,
not like as soon as you're done playing, you're like you stop and you talk and then you look around, and then when I'm like telling you what to do, like you weren't paying attention and you're like, wait, what are we doing? And I'm like, dude, you were like we just stopped playing 5 seconds ago. And I immediately said like it's the attention span that we're losing too, man. And that's what the doom scrolling is. It's the short amounts of what is it like stimuli or something?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like that you're getting, that you're wanting, that you're like searching for, on your phone, and it's like it sucks, dude. It sucks. Like I see it in people who are my friends with the 8 hours of goddamn screen time that like I know that's really all they're watching,
I used to,
but
I used to crack up on those. Hey, look, but even hanging out with people, and it's like, all right, so we're only gonna hang out for an hour or 30 minutes. Like we can actually talk to each other. But I will see, and I'll be out and about, and I'll see 2, 3 people hanging out, 4 people hanging out, and 3 to 4 of them are all on their phone at the same time. I'm like, all right, man, that just seems, I don't know, it seems a lot, and I don't know. I mean, we might be the minority, the minority here, man. Because I mean, whatever. I think there's benefits with anything that you do, right? So I'm not trying to say there's no benefits to AI and no benefits to social media and stuff. There obviously are. I just think if you abuse them in the wrong way, then you set yourself back. Like you said, your attention span is low. You're not learning during that time. Like there's like a list of negative things that can happen if you don't watch it
yeah,
or
dude, I think that's a great point. It's like it's not being used the right way, man, or it's not really been like that's the thing with the internet that people have been talking about for years, even before I was born, right? Like it's because it's such a grand like thing and it hasn't been around for a while. Nobody really knows the full effects. Same thing with
yeah,
vaping. Like people are just now really starting to find out long-term effects because it hasn't even been around that long.
yeah,
Like that's insane to think about. Like people can just use it and use social media and use your phone and do all this stuff and kind of know the bad things that it might happen to you, but because there's no real long-term effects that have been studied, it's okay, it's fine,
yeah.
and like nobody realizes it. That's why the food coloring is starting to go away, and the processed and artificial flavors, like a lot of that shit, they're finally starting to ban,
Yeah.
right? Like it's because it's been around for a while and you can kind of know. But yeah, man, like not a lot of people. I think people don't care either. It's they just like being able to doom scroll, and it's like, yeah, it's fine, it's whatever. Like I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. I'm passing with all A's, and I got the 1400 on my SAT. To go back to that same thing, right? It's like
That's all I need to know. You see that? See the numbers there? That's all you need to know. I'm smart.
Yeah, I am smart. I got into FSU, duh.
Like, yeah, you're smart. I literally just watched you push on a door that says pull. So don't give me that
Oh my god,
fucking.
people at Orange Theory do that all the time. Dude, it's
And you have
insane.
to. You're
Yeah,
just like,
and like because it says that not just because like the door hinge goes both ways, right? That's fine,
mm,
but there's a bike in the way, so when you push it, it goes and it's a glass door. Like, and I watched people do it multiple times. Oh my god, wait, stop. I had a member. She pushed the door one time. Mind you, I saw her do this like 4 times already. She pushed the door and it hit the bike. She was like, like you guys should really like make this like a pull door, because like every time I push it, like it hits the bike and like it like vibrates and shakes. I'm like, yeah, it says pull on it actually. And she was like, oh. Yeah, no, yeah, it does. Okay, thank you. I was like,
Hey, thank you. Bye. I got a 1400 on it.
it's like always, yeah, always. And yeah, I mean,
Look,
what do you think? Like, do you think it like social media is like a bad thing? Like, do you think it's like a thing we should get rid of?
it's one of those things that's it's still part of technology, right? You'll never be able to get rid of it, and so just like a whole bunch of other things, right? Whatever, guns, cars, whatever. It's like you create it, it gets out of hand, and then you build regulations to try to stop and minimize things. It was just like how it was getting out of hand with what Facebook and other outlets were doing with your personal
Mm,
information or doing with
yeah,
the AI. And it's, we're having a conversation, and then 2 minutes later, that shit's coming through on my news feed because the phone's listening or whatever, whatever the situation is. So I don't think it'll never go away. It just eventually somebody's going to be like, all right, enough is enough. We're getting teen suicides. We're having this, we're having that. And they start trying to regulate it. So it makes way too much money for anything like that
yeah,
to
man.
go away. Marketing is one of the biggest money makers that's out there. You know what I mean? Like when we talk about how things were back in the day, you only really saw commercials at movie theaters, and that it was kind of like the trailer, and they stopped doing that for so long, and they start realizing like, what are we doing, man? We're getting millions of people going to see these movies, and they start putting commercials back on in front of the trailers when you start going on, because how else are you going to get your product out there? And then even those outlets realize, man, we can start making money from that. There used to be no insignia on jerseys, football, NFL, NBA, and then people just start realizing, it's like, man, this will help us get past our salary cap and shit.
Yeah,
Next thing you know, every NBA team has like, and they got businesses on there that are not even, I'm like, what business is this? You're an NBA team, but just because someone had money, because they know that advertising is going to get them there. So certain things, man, they make so much money that there's no way that they're gonna ever go away. So and social media is just that. Did you ever see that movie Social Network?
no, actually, I haven't.
Yeah, you should check that out. It's a pretty good movie about how, and I don't know, I'm sure some of it was embellished and things like that, but it was supposed to be a storyline about how Mark Zuckerberg got started. But one of the concepts of it was he held out as long as possible, because back then people were trying to, anything that was online, any type of outlet, they wanted to allow companies to advertise their product on there so they could make money. And he tried to hold off as long as possible. So for the longest, man, you would see Facebook didn't have any type of advertisements on there until, like, I'd say like about whatever 5-10 years ago and stuff. They just, he really is, and within the movie he was trying to say, no man, it should be cool and it should be this, and wanted to do this for free, but it just got to the point where he just realized that there was so much money to be made,
Yeah,
they couldn't
man.
say no to it. There
That's the
was
thing,
no way to be done.
and that's why, like, that's one of the things, right? Because it's free. Like, it's
Yeah.
those technology and like YouTube, all these things that are free, like they're putting ads on everything. Those like little mobile games that people play, they're putting ads. Like, it's, yeah, man. I guess like it's, you really can make money from like anything now. Like just putting an ad somewhere and like, oh, that's
Let
it.
me ask you this: what age do you think that'll be where you'll be like, all right, man, I remember back in the day. Maybe it won't be that term, but like, what is there? Probably when I'm 30, but when I'm 40, because I still, I think we were having this conversation about, I didn't know what age group was Gen Z. I didn't know what age group baby boomer, but I didn't know any of that shit. That people were starting to tell me, and I've forgotten. Like, I think some ranges were 10 years, some were 15, blah 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 blah
Yeah, I
blah.
think because, oh, excuse me. I think like millennials is like Gen Y, and it's like before Gen Z, and then
Yeah, so
before that
I didn't
was
heard of
like,
Gen Y until, I don't know, like maybe a month
well,
or
because
something.
it replaces the term, or it was replaced by the term millennials, right? Because then before that is Gen
Okay,
X, and
I
then
didn't know
before
that.
that is like, at least I'm pretty sure, but like, I mean, yeah, there's because now, I mean, everybody's growing up, so there's Gen Alpha, and then there's like that's the one after Gen Z, which is like the 7 through like 10-year-olds now. You know, like it's getting different.
So, so she's sneaking in. Intruder alert! You put a
What's
lock
that?
on that.
Hey.
Yeah, what is she a millennial? What is she? I don't know
Oh
who
yeah, are
knows.
you a millennial, mom? Do you know?
Am I what?
A millennial?
The hell does that mean?
She doesn't even know what that means. All right, never mind. Let's look it up. I want to find out now.
Just looking at it right like I have no idea, man.
All right. She's technically Generation X. So millennials is 81 to 96. Oh.
That's not cool. That's not cool.
It's known as the middle child generation. They are
That
often
was so 2010.
self-reliant, skeptical, and value work-life balance, bringing the gap between analog and digital.
Oh, shit. There's character assessments.
Oh yeah,
What are
I
you
mean,
thinking of?
right?
All right.
Like
So
this
what am I?
one.
What am I without throwing my age in there and shit, man?
Well, no,
Like,
you're also Gen X. It's from 65 to 80.
all right, so baby boomers before me. Then I used to think that that's what I was,
Yeah,
but
it's the born during post WG or wow, World War II economic growth. They often
let's see.
value stability, loyalty, and traditional workplace hierarchies.
All right. So that's why I was good at math and that. I don't remember.
So I'm Gen Z, right? Raised with smartphones, they are socially conscious, technologically fluent, and seek authenticity. Often favorite gig work and sustainability.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's you.
favoring gig work. Gig work.
What do you think about labels like that? I feel like that's why I keep throwing that baby boomer because that was the first time I think I heard a label of
Yeah.
something. But
I mean, I don't know. Like
I
it's
feel like no, go ahead. But I was gonna say I felt like they got to a point where they felt like they had to start labeling uh, um, whatever
I
groups
mean
of
it makes sense, right? Like when you really think about it, it really is like there is a time frame of like there's age groups within those that you can see a personality difference from age group to age group, right? And it's the way they were raised, what they did when they were younger, like how they grew up, like all of that stuff plays into it, you know.
right.
And then there's still similarities within that age group, so it kind of it makes sense to have labels like this and be able to distinguish like different generations,
Yeah.
you know, because we're at a time that things are evolving so quickly or have evolved so quickly within that time, right? From World War II to now, like fuck, dude, like so much shit. It's like within what 100 years. Like think
It's
about
it's
like
it's alien. Some people
yeah,
looking at each other, they're looking at each other like aliens. It's like, why the fuck would you do that? It's like, why would you do that? It's
yeah,
like, well, different time,
yeah,
different times.
and that's still all within
Look,
just
you want
the
to talk about social media. We'll bring up dating, man. I remember my boy Bart had met people in the AIM in chat rooms and shit, man. I remember in the chat rooms you used to type, and the first thing you would do it'd be like 3 letters or 3 digits, and it'd be single, black, what age or whatever. That was, and then it was actually to me was the dumbest thing ever because there was no pictures, no nothing like that, and you would just see just excerpt. You wouldn't even know to the point who was talking to who and shit, man. It was insane. But then he would tell me he had met he had gone on several dates meeting girls back then, and I was like, it got to the point. I never had an AOL account, actually, never had one, never even trusted it. But that was like that I want to say the start of it, but I was just like, man, it was like, dude, you talk to these people online, you don't know who they are, and now it's to the point, you're saying just changing the the narrative of people's personality. Now it's kind of like someone's like, no, I kind of would rather meet you on a site first, so we can talk and chat first instead of having to do anything organic to start. Like now, it's kind of
it's like
it's
preferred, yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
not even synonymous, like preferred now.
It's
You
yeah,
still
like
yeah. So like that's great, you know, because I know you're basically married as far as that's concerned and stuff. So I'm always wondering like how much you guys know you are Erica know about the dating habits that go on around you. Like I don't know if you guys have a lot of friends that are dating as opposed to having a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Like, but I would
Kind of. Yeah. So, I mean, dude, this is actually a great topic because now a lot of it really happens through social media. There's, it's the kind of like, give me your Instagram or give me your Snapchat. Like, let's talk there first, and then you'd like start sending reels to each other, like, oh, isn't this funny? Like, blah blah
I,
blah,
I
and you
had a
start texting through
I
there.
had a chick ask me for my actually when I dated that girl Tish, I think we exchanged at Instagram, and I was laughing. I'm like, wait, what? You have an Instagram? I'm like, I don't never talk to anybody on there. I don't even know what that.
Yeah, man, but it's kind of like, I don't want to say the new like dating thing, but that's actually been a thing for a really really long time, right? Like there is still like dating apps that do exist. I know people around my age who use those, but then there's also like the simplicity of like, oh, add me on Snapchat. Like it's also, that's kind of used more when in like the outgoing, like you're at a bar and you see a girl you like and you talk to her and you like flirt with her a little bit and it's like, okay, like let me get your Instagram. And she's like,
Like, has that happened? Do you have
like,
any friends, male or female, that recently,
yep.
last few months, was, oh man, I met this chick, I met this dude at such and such, and we exchanged, wrote a number down on the napkin. They probably don't do that do that
No,
anymore.
but like I see, I also see it happen like all the time. There's always like Instagram reels of like, oh, like look at this guy, he just picked up this girl, like it, and it's stuff like that, so that's the
I'm
thing too,
afraid
like
if I
social
would have
media.
liked that number down on the napkin, that a girl would think that that was actually my URL on my Instagram and shit, and not actually. It's like, why did you name nine digits? It's like so stupid. It's
Like,
like,
how did you make your username all numbers? Yeah, like it's
"Oh, that's what my friends call me, 305. I'm like, no, that's pretty bold. So I don't know where you got that from.
yeah, like the social media is also kind of used as like a dating thing now, like there's there's posts that are like flirtatious in a way that people would send to people. Like I'll send Erica stupid shit. Like it's a whole other world in social media that's like starting to be a thing, like the
What's up? I mean, are there like, and at our company, we would call them canned responses. Like, are there something that everybody would say? It's like when you're first meeting somebody, like, are the things, like I said, like back in the AOL days, and like there were certain things that people would say, just saying that would mean that you're trying to holler at this chick, or you're trying to holler at somebody in the eighth row of this chat. Like,
All right, ready? I'm about to break it down for you.
all right, because you're probably about to blow my mind.
So you know how like people post on their stories.
Okay, yeah,
So
I
some
still haven't figured that shit out yet, but yeah.
so some people kind of use that as like a breaking the barrier kind of thing. So someone would either, let's say, like a story, because you can like heart a story, and because a lot of times like you can post a story that's like a pretty picture of yourself, or like a nice picture of like you and
I'm
your
gonna
friends
try
hanging
this
out.
now, because I'm overly single. I'm about to try this now.
Because now it's like, and then liking it is kind of like it's like, okay, okay, and then
That means something.
replying to it, which is also called as swiping up, like swiping up on their story, is also sometimes a way of like, oh, like complimenting someone, or like kind of being like or
I just
replying
got
in a
being
funny
all up in
manner.
somebody's DMs. What is it? Swiping up? I never.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just I guess, the avenue that you do it from, because like regularly
But is
sliding.
that what it really is? You're on a story. If you swipe up,
Yep.
that
If you
what does
swipe
that do?
up, the text like box thing pops up, and you type in a message, and it replies to that specific story.
Oh,
So like there's sliding into the DMs, right? But there's also swiping up on your stories. So like I said, like it changes like the avenue in which you do
I'm
it from.
laughing. Like you're like, dude,
I'm
this is what.
so serious. This is like a real thing, and it's like it's kind of still sliding into your DMs. It's just, I guess, a little less direct, because you're not directly texting someone out of nowhere being like, I like you, I think you're pretty, right? It's you're swiping up on the story.
That obviously
being
doesn't
like,
work anymore. That's what you're telling me.
I guess, yeah.
No wonder. All right, yeah.
So stuff like that, right? And then, yeah, and then like it's there isn't really other than that. It's really just like it's conversational, right? It's like how you.
I'm gonna do that with somebody now, and somebody see it, and then hopefully they'll be like, "Oh, okay, he's not as old as I thought he was because he swiped up instead of
instead of texting me directly." Yeah.
Like, hey, I like you. Can I have your phone number? And they're like, "Oh shit, delete, blah." That's we don't.
I've seen that happen. I've seen that happen to people. Like, yeah, he just DM'd me like out of nowhere. It's so weird.
Yeah, I haven't had anybody DM me in like, I don't know, it's been some years now. So, like, what is that like?
Right.
Look at it going. Look at it going. I'm saying I need to try. That's why I appreciate this, because I need to try to, for once, get ahead of the social media thing. I feel like I'm always behind, and I'm always learning. I'm always like, well, what is this? And every time I hear something, and I'm like, what? And then literally 10 people will be like, actually, we've this has been around. If you've just done it in this conversation, people will be like, yeah, this has been around like for about 10 years. Ever tell you my DMX story? This to show you like this is what happens with me with
I think so.
social media and shit. I'm like, we were at this club. People remember it was in Huntington Beach. It was called Studio Cafe. I'll never remember it, man. And this was Huntington Beach, California, and it was hip hop. So, which 100% means it was all black guys and all white women there, like a few sisters. That's how it is. And it was in Orange County for places with hip hop. And then the first ever DMX song comes on. It's stop, shut them down, open up shop. Oh, and everybody in the club knows the song. Everybody's in. White chicks was oh, and I'm standing there going, what the fuck? Who? Never heard. And I was like, I thought somebody was gonna walk up and grab my black card and probably hand it to the next one. I was like, what? And I was like, oh hell, this shit. So I went right home, jumped on Napster, and downloaded that shit. And I'm like, and I feel like I've been one step behind, like all this time now, man.
Yeah.
Like, I should have just saw that Jen had put something in here.
Yeah, I see what she said. Said, I listened to a segment recently discussing as people meet new people / make new friends, platonic or dating, geared towards college aged and younger. Shohei was a thing to like share my location on the phones. It was something wild I've never considered when making a new connection, presented both sides. For example, some college students liked it, but then if they're in an area, they could see what friends might be at the bar, restaurant, library, etc. Yeah. No, I mean, I have friends who are like that. I had a friend who was like, literally like, hey, like, why won't you share your location with me? Mind you, it's like a guy friend. So I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was like, what do you mean? And it was like, well, dude, do you not really like fuck with me like that? I'm like, dude, are you joking? Like,
well, first put your intentions first, and
like, yeah, like, I have a girlfriend, right? And I'm, but yeah, no, it is wild. It is crazy. I mean, like I have my girlfriend's location and she has mine, right? It's that extra added like kind of, I guess, comfortability and like, no, not comfortability. What's another way of saying it? I guess like validity in like.
I can honestly say I've never done that with anyone, at least that I know of. I'm not sure I even know how to
do that. Yeah, I'm sure you probably don't. That's fine. But like, yeah, I mean, it really is like validity is kind of like the thing sometimes people kind of look for. It's like, are we really friends if you don't share my location with you? Like Erica, like her and like all of her friends, like they have each other's location. Like anytime, like I have Jay's location. So the reason why we hung out the other day was because he looked at my location. He was like, oh shit, he's home. Then he texted me and was like, hey, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, nothing. Yeah.
I feel like your phone looks like an episode of The Sims, that game and shit.
Bunch of people. Yeah, right. And honestly, that really started with Snapchat because Snapchat was one of the first ones to kind of have that location thing.
Yeah.
kind of going, yeah, and it was really that
But
that
isn't the
started it.
Snapchat the one where stuff used to disappear, I guess, but
Yeah,
you know.
the chat would like disappear after a day if you didn't save it. Yeah, it was that same thing. It was also like a location thing that people would enable. So if you had people like friends on Snapchat, you would be able to see them like kind of, um, you know, like where they are. But it's yeah, it is weird. I don't know why. I don't know how that started or like how people started kind of like asking for locations, but like I know people who like in relationships, that it's kind of like a it's getting serious thing when they share each other's location.
See, back
Like
in the day, you knew it was getting serious when somebody gave somebody a key. That was when it had to get to that point. It
yeah,
had to
that's
be a
like
key to someone's place.
that's what it is. It's like it's the key to knowing where you are.
See, I came from the time now where I knew a chick was like really into me if she left her earrings on my nightstand or something like that. And it was like, first of all, nobody's leaving their earrings. You know you did that shit on purpose, and that you're just trying to let me know
Yeah.
that things are starting to move in that direction. Because if I flip out about it, then now it's all right. Maybe he's not that serious because he's like, why are you leaving your
And you
earrings
feel
here?
the
Or
way
something
about
like
it.
that. Now she's worried. Like, well, who the hell else are you having come over here? Where you're worried about my earrings being on your nightstand or something like that. Or if they come back over, they don't tell you, and then they look and they see that their earrings are not on the nightstand. They're like, oh, I think I left my earrings here. And if they find out you put them in a drawer or something like that, then they're like, all right, that means something. I'm back from that end. But now sharing locations has kind of taken things to social media. Like that, I used to joke about that all the time. Like when we were dating and when cell phones started to happen, it messed me up because having a pager, if a chick wanted to get a hold of me, she would page me, and if I was busy, I wouldn't call her back. I'd be like, oh, I was busy or I didn't have my pager. But now with the the I love Jen said the original OG share my locations now here. um, but now,
Yeah.
when the cell phone came out, then somebody be like, "Well, I called you. Why didn't you pick up?" I'm like, "Damn it! I wish I had my pager still and shit." And I couldn't. And that just so now access has just changed the whole dating world. Like completely. I'm like sometimes I don't even recognize certain situations. So I'm sure there's a lot of women that say good because you were just a player back then in your 20s and stuff. So it's good that all this stuff does happen now. And yeah, I should have a password to your phone. So you know what I mean? Why does your Facebook status say that you're not dating? Because you are, you know what I mean? Like what? Like did you guys see that? I don't even know if you guys have that because I know you're not on Facebook anymore.
Yeah, no, yeah, I don't. We don't have
Sorry, I don't want to start something either.
that.
Eric could be like, yeah, why doesn't it say we're in a
Man, we were dude, we like didn't really think about it, but we weren't even friends on Facebook for like a really long time actually.
No, for real?
Yeah. I like one time because like we weren't like we don't use Facebook, so there was one time when we were like using it or something. I was like, yeah, I saw your name pop up in my friend suggestion. Are we seriously not fucking friends like on Facebook? She was like, oh shit, I guess we're not. I was like, damn.
Suggestion. Maybe you guys could be friends. It's just a suggestion. You know what's funny? I did have and now I think about it, I had a chick that I dated that actually took issue with the fact that I did not friend request her on Facebook.
Yeah.
Now I think about it, she took issues with that, and I'm like, I don't get it. And my thing used to be because you used to see like you'd see me post stuff. I post one picture, and then people would just make all these assessments as to what I was doing at that time, what I was doing that. Where's my invite? I'm like, first of all, this picture's from 3 weeks ago, so your invite is in the past. So, or
That is
you know what
already
I mean?
expired.
I've had people be like, oh, you just party all the time. I go, why? Because I took a picture at Saturday night instead of Sunday when I was fucking hungover. I'm like, why are you? So I built up this whole thing where I didn't want to friend request people. God bless you. I didn't want to friend request people because some people just use it as a way to keep tabs on me or make assessments. And I was like, all right, if we're friends, you would actually ask me before you start saying shit. And that was happening. People were posting stuff on my Facebook page and just saying all kinds of shit. Well, first of all, that didn't happen. Second of all, it's none of your business. So I just put it out there just so you got. But if you're gonna make assessments on your own about who I am and what I do based on a picture, then I'm like, I can't. Sorry, bye.
Yeah.
That's why somebody as crazy as me still has less than 700 friends. Like it's still, and I know like a million people, but I'm just like, yeah, I'm not friend requesting you because I don't trust you. I don't trust you on my page.
Yeah,
You just
man.
have
Like
nothing but
it's,
bad things to say.
but isn't it crazy? Like social media just has so many different like ideas and concepts and just things about it. It's like it's so
Have you ever
so
had that? Have you ever had somebody post something really bad or negative on your page, or because I guess Facebook is the only one that really has that, right? Like Instagram and other stuff, somebody can't
yeah,
post.
it wouldn't really pop up unless they like unless they tag you, but then even then like you have to kind of like still search for it. So no, not really. I didn't really like nobody like tagged me and I was like, dang. Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
really.
I've had to unfriend people, and I'd like just obviously politics is always an issue, but I've had to unfriend people because people they would post negative shit and either tag me or put on my page. I'm like, this is not what I use Facebook for, so I don't want you using my Facebook for that shit. So I'm like, you gotta have to stop that. And I'm like, yep, I guess you don't get it. I use it for fun. I try to stay away from all the other bullshit.
Yeah, yeah.
Things have changed, boy. Things have changed. Man, it's an hour again, brother. I'm about to say we can go another hour. But other than that, I hope I want to make sure because I got a couple of friends that I said we're gonna get on and actually talk about some things that were going on, but we got to get your aunt and your uncle on here, man. We got to get Paul and Key on here.
Yeah,
Hopefully
man.
we get them
Let's do it.
get them next week. Next week. Taking a break from you guys. I'll be back out there in May.
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, I thought I would. I'm doing like you now. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to spend my birthday in Vegas. Let me go somewhere. We go somewhere else, man. But all right, brother, I'll let you go, man.
Alrighty. Always good
Appreciate
talking with you,
you,
man.
Yeah, man. Tell your mammy I said hello, even though she peeked in for a minute.
I will.
All right, man. Love you, man.
Love you too.
Later, dude. Take care.
Peace.
Peace.